Welcome to Amalgam Hour, the Moving Con podcast. I'm Robin.
I'm done.
Come on, Dan, you gotta be fast. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't even say and.
Oh, well. It's just Dan. I'm Dan. Okay. Today we're going to be reviewing The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as the last episode just came out today. But if you've watched our WandaVision review, or if you're from the future and watched any other reviews, we tend to ramble. So enjoy. Dan, what do you think about it?
I think it's good. It's pretty good.
Only good. I'll come to your house now.
No, it's
It's really
incredible.
good,
It's the best thing I've
I
ever
think.
watched.
Like, I don't think, like, it's not
Better than
amazing,
the other one
you
they
know?
put out.
Yeah, it's better than WandaVision. And we'll get into why at the end of the video. I don't know. Remind us to do that.
We'll get in there at some point. It's not-
Yeah. Okay. What should we talk about first? Characters? Sure.
Yeah.
I never
Which
really
character?
I didn't care for Falcon and Winter Soldier before this. You know,
You know I liked Bucky, but
Yeah.
I never really cared for Falcon.
I'm just like, oh yeah, they're just Cap sidekicks. Like I
They're his mates.
other than the banter they have between them, I never seen them as much character. And then it's like, I think in what's the film? Winter Soldier, he doesn't have a personality, so I couldn't care for him. And then in Civil War, he's not like the
Oh, Bucky or Falcon.
Bucky. The film's happening to him. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
he's there.
he-
He's just trying to live.
Yeah,
pretty much.
he's just trying to survive throughout. So I just didn't feel a lot for his character until
I liked his
like-
Civil War, like their friends just showing their friendship.
yeah.
But more through Cap's side.
Yeah, I think it's Cap that makes me like him at all. And then the one time I liked Falcon was the conversation at the end of Endgame.
Oh, when he was getting the shield, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's nice. But I like these characters now, especially where they've
Yeah.
been put, because now this is spoilers, by the way. So
Well, that's kind of obvious.
yeah, but what was I gonna say? The Winter Soldier, he's not the Winter Soldier anymore. Do you get what I mean? Like
No,
he's worked
gone.
through his grief and stuff, which I feel like is a nice trilogy. Like Winter Soldier, Civil War, Falcon and the
Yes.
Winter Soldier. You know, like that's a nice. These are the films with his character at, because he doesn't change much in like Infinity War.
Yeah,
You know?
First Avenger is just there to die. And
Yeah.
On Endgame, he's just there because he's there.
Yeah,
It was more to show. Infinity War was just there to show really that what Wakanda did worked.
yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's some progress, but you can read between the lines. And then Falcon, when he comes out of this, I care more for him because he feels like he has a purpose. And I'm going to get onto that scene where the conversation he had with Carly, because I love that scene, and it actually showed me real character and depth with him. And it's like he's got a
Captain America.
yeah. And then even with his sister in his boat, when that first was introduced, I was like, I'm not going to care. And then by the end of it, I really cared for the boat every time they did a montage on it. I was like, oh, this is great.
Sexy boat fixing montage.
and I got it. I got the sexy boat fixing montage. And I appreciate that, showrunner. I really do. And then Falcon will be a good leader. He'll be a good, all that we've seen of him, during the action and stuff. He can be a strategist. I think he's a worthy whatever for Steve, you know. Yeah, that's the word. You know? What do you think about? Well, you've always liked them, or at least appreciated them. I was literally I do not care. But then I'm gonna watch every Disney Plus show anyway. You know?
Yeah, going into especially WandaVision and then
Oh, just as he cuts out, he's mid sentence. Come on, Dan, you were mid sentence.
you know what?
Hurry up.
Do one podcast, and if I get kicked out,
Disco doesn't like you. Come on, go. You mid sentence.
yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
You-
Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
They're going into these crappy side characters no one really cared about. It was like WandaVision. It was like
Yeah,
hey,
I
we
didn't
don't
care for Wonder and
Avengers
Vision
did.
at all. I didn't care for Falcon and Winter Soldier at all, and now I do coming out of their shows, which I think
Yeah,
is one of the main positives of doing these shows. Because this
See,
could have been a
it's the same
movie.
for you.
It could have been a movie. Don't know what
Yeah.
they would have called it, but it could have been a movie.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but I'm like, ugh. Like, it could have
Yeah,
been.
but then you wouldn't have got that Falcon throwing the guy into the cliff.
You would have got that. You would have watched him throw 15 people into a cliff. Yeah. So I'm glad that I actually like these characters now, because Falcon seems to be becoming... I hope he becomes what Captain America was for the past couple of phases. I'd love to see him actually lead the Avengers, you know? Have him be the main character in the Avengers film, not like Doctor Strange or something.
Endgame is Falcon stood at the front.
Yeah. But like Anthony Mackie says that he'll do this till the day he dies, which I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan seems the same way. Because wasn't his contract up?
No, I think he starts like a 7-thing one.
Bro, I feel like Anthony Mackie doesn't even have a contract. He just turns up to shoot.
Yeah, he just shows up.
Falcon's not even meant to be here. Meant to be here, and he's just, hey.
Yeah, it was meant to be a Bucky show.
Yeah, he was just called Winter Soldier. Then Anthony Mackie turned up. We were like, oh, might as well. Yeah, I'm glad I like these characters now. I care for Lucky, but Lucky? I care for... I was meant to say this. I care for Bucky less. There you go. Than Falcon. And I don't really know
Bucky
why.
had more of like a personal, like... It was more emotional Bucky story.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Falcon was just his story was very much with like Isaiah Bradley and the whole
Yeah.
race thing. Bucky was
for
dealing with that.
Bucky, he was dealing with his emotions. With Falcon, he was dealing with like motives and themes and stuff. He was dealing with inner conflict that isn't emotional, but there's like emotion tied. So I think it all makes like...
I like that they connected their story arcs, like Bucky understanding why Falcon didn't initially take out the shield.
Yeah, like finally they find that, like that one scene they had. Yeah, it really just... And it's good stuff. Like I really like their thing, and I love, like at the start of this show they weren't friends like at all, but then every time throughout the next couple of episodes when they were talking or like just like Bucky putting his hand on Falcon's shoulder while they were walking away, you know, I was like, oh, they're friends. Like every time they did that, I was like, oh, they've made out.
Oh no, we're not friends. We're co-workers. We're friends of a friend that's not here anymore.
Yeah, but I'm like, nah, you're friends. Shut up.
And now this episode, he's chilling on his boat, and his kids are hanging off or his sister's kids. I mean,
yeah, yes, we get more montages. We get. Can we go back into that? Can the 20
montages?
Yeah, can the 2020s be the resurgence of montages? I would appreciate that. Yeah.
Another sexy boat montage. You want them to kiss at the end of that.
I did. I thought it was getting too hot and too steamy. I was ready for it. And I'm glad where they've left off. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that he actually became Cap. I know he was going to. But
it was going to happen.
I thought it was just going to be like, oh yeah, he's going to get it halfway through. But they actually built up to it through Bucky and his conversations. Then him training.
Yeah.
Him showing what another person who could be Captain America could be. Being inspired by Isaiah Bradley and wanting to prove him wrong. I'm like, there's so many motives instead of just, oh yeah, my friend gave me a shield. You know?
Yeah, that was so bad.
Like, this was... No. I'm glad it's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not the Winter Soldier and Falcon. Because it is the Falcon show. It's Falcon's show first. And I find that interesting because...
There are episodes where it's like, oh, this is just Bucky.
Yeah. But in my opinion, there's not a lot more, like, growth for Winter Soldier.
It is just him accepting Falcon and becoming friends with him. And then
exactly. So I feel like...
his past.
Unless something happens to Winter Soldier, where it's like, oh, his entire status quo is shifted, you know? He becomes the man on the wall like he did in the comics or whatever. You know? Like, there's not going to be much growth, but I'm glad we seen...
I do like that, like, that's his story arc now that's been set up since the start. It's now up and
that's what I'm saying, like...
They could leave Bucky now and I'd be happy.
Yeah, but I'm glad if he's there, you know? Like, if we're in Avengers 5... Will it be 5? Yeah, it will be. Yeah, and I hope they do scenes where it's like the entire group are stood like around each other. A couple are sitting down, you know, how we've got in every Avengers film. And then every so often, like, Winter Soldier will just come into the conversation, you know? I want him to be...
Bucky was in, Avengers 3 and 4, but he never fit.
Yeah. I want him to be the Black Widow of the next phase. You know, where she's like...
sketchy guy.
Yeah, but it's also like, oh yeah, they're there. Of course they're there. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You know, sort of thing. Where it's like, no, like, Black Widow had scenes in the first Avengers where it was like dealing with Loki and the Hulk and stuff. You know? Like, Winter Soldier can be that, like, henceforth. You know?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, okay. Stop gushing over fucking Captain. And, okay. First of all, if we get a next season, I've discussed this with you beforehand, I want it to be called the Captain America and the White Wolf. It makes sense for their character arcs. It should have been what was at the end of this episode. Because Bucky is no longer the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is the name of an assassin.
Yeah.
You know? And I know they mentioned it in this show. Yeah. It's like...
we did get a scene with him as Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but I'm like, no, he wasn't Winter Soldier. He was Bucky. Pretending to be the Winter Soldier.
No, like, we did genuinely get a scene
Yeah, like at the first episode. I see the Winter Soldier and Bucky as, like, different entities at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, Winter Soldier is a merciless assassin working for Hydra and Nazis and Germany and blah, you know? And then Bucky Barnes is this complete other character. Give him the nickname White Wolf if you want.
Probably just be called Captain America, and just without the "and," it should be Captain America.
No, they should. No, because I feel like I really want them to just carry on being a partnership. At the end, we'll discuss what we want for a season 2. I'm just discussing the title. I just want it to be Captain America and White Wolf because that would just like click for his entire growth as a character, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of growth for characters,
motherfucking John F. Walker. God, I love his character. I didn't care a lot for him, but like during the first couple of episodes, you know, being introduced to him and Lamar and his girlfriend, and I was like, okay, because I knew where this was going.
Like the second we saw Lamar, he was dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if that was needed. It would have been interesting if, like, he had his own sidekick who was, like, discussing stuff with him. But
yeah,
it was a powerful scene.
Steve lost Bucky and he was fine, and then John Walker lost whatever his name was. I forgot.
Lamar. Battlestar. There you go. Yeah, but I love this. Literally, what made me love them was one of the last scenes he was in, where he, instead of getting Carly, he still saved the people. Because he did save them. Because they wouldn't have fallen. Falcon wouldn't have been able to get there in time. You know?
He may have got tackled off the side by some super soldiers, but...
Yeah, but I'm like, he was that one thing that it was like a buffer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he held it for like 5 seconds? That 5 seconds is what they needed at that point. And he pulled it back a bit so then it could fall. Yeah. And I'm like, that's such a good scene. Because
it was very subtle when, like, Falcon caught it. You see Bucky pulling John Walker back away from the car.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Like, they were angry with each other, but at least they have the respect. Sort of thing. Whereas, like, no, it's like, we're still heroes. Like, you're not the villain. We're still heroes. It's like when Iron Man pisses us off. Like, we'll fight him and stuff, but, like... I still respect the guy. You know? Save lives. Ah, well. Shut your mouth. I don't even care for Iron Man. But,
Oh, you controversial now.
Oh, shut your mouth. We're talking about John F. Walker, okay? That scene was, I think, one of the most powerful scenes in this show. Just the character arc, because I've always said there is no villains in this show. Because everyone is right in their own way. Falcon and Winter Soldier wanted to stop Flag Smashers. Of course they are. They're a semi-terrorist organization. John Walker wanted to stop Flag Smashers. He's right as well. But he's just done by the government and he's just not the best. He's not suited for the job. You know? Yeah. But then I'm like,
He's not the best guy.
but then at the end of the show, we get that proven wrong by saving all those people, you know? So it was like, no, he's still good. You know what I mean? Like, this is still...
I was expecting like a full-on, like, he's going nuts.
Yeah, but he didn't, which I appreciate. You know?
Yeah. He'll probably still do sketchy stuff, but...
Yeah. But I'm like, that's a fun idea, you know?
He'll be a dodgy Captain America.
Like, he's a mix between Winter Soldier and Captain America. He just rides that line very closely, you know? Whereas, like, he'll hunt down someone because one of their friends killed their friend.
Decapitate that man.
Yeah. Which I'm like, it's justified.
Yeah.
If any, in any other situation, yeah. If at the end of this episode, Falcon threw the shield and it killed the guy and bounced back and then he carried on walking away, no one would think about it. It was the brutalness of it, which was just his...
It was because you hunted him down.
Yeah.
And knocked him down and he was begging for his life.
That shows good character. And every time when he's like... He can see, like, two things to do, and you see him just be rattled by his decision.
You see him pause and think.
Yeah, which I'm like... Juxtaposing him against Captain America is probably the best thing you can do. Because of all the little things he does. Whereas, like, they weren't even super soldiers, you know? Like, I got beaten by 3 women. Which I'm like...
Women with sticks.
Exactly, but I'm like, that's character. If you were trained this entire time to be captain... Like, you were a soldier, then a Captain America. You're going to be pissed when you lose a fight. You know?
Yeah.
I think he's just a great character. To be honest.
He is.
Now he is. And I would...
Happens.
And we're going to talk about this again. I would love to see him in a Thunderbolt. You know?
Yeah, they're setting that up.
Or a Dark Avengers. You know? Something.
Yeah. Moving on from him.
Yeah. Okay, what other character? Isaiah Bradley? I just like the character. I think it brought a theme to this show. I think he brought a theme to this show that was necessary. Or not necessary, but it added to Falcon's character.
I liked his ending, like when he was in the music.
Yeah. And we'll discuss that later about all the little things that they paid off. So any other characters in the show? Callie. Really don't care about Callie. Not gonna lie.
She's sort of like, just meh.
She's just...
that typical, like, Marvel character.
She's just a force. You know?
Yeah.
She's just like...
very culty when she was like one world, but it felt like... I think I said to you while we were watching it.
Yeah.
It felt like in the first Avenger where Rezgor said Hail Hydra and Zola didn't say it.
Yeah.
He gave him that look.
But I get it. I get her motivation, even though they weren't clear.
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Like,
it was just like, oh yeah.
The world was together during the blip. And then
yeah. And I'm like, I don't care about her side characters at all. But like, the motivation I can get. But I wish we seen what it was like for them. I would love to have like a thing where it's like people going to their houses and literally forcing them out. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the reason her mother or something dies, you know?
They threw it off as like a joke, and then this just took it so much seriously.
Exactly. But I'm like, I like that because there would be different viewpoints on the exact same... Like, people coming back in America, that's a happy time. People coming back in a third world style country where there's not enough economy for the half of the population, which gives credence to Thanos' theory, which I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, as a villain, as a through line for the show, as a way to get action scenes and how to bring these characters together, I like. All the scenes where it's just like her and her friends talking, I'm like, don't really care. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, not gonna lie. But then, my favourite scene in the show, probably, except from... this last episode was just one entire action scene and then payoffs. Which I greatly appreciate.
Half finishing the series, leaving the character.
But they did it great. But
everyone got a happy ending apart from the woman who died.
That's fine. Yeah, but then her motivation still... Like, Falcon used her as a message to change people's minds. And I'm like...
I love that shot when he landed down and, like, with her in his arms.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot of him slowly flying down with her. I'm like, oh... But then, like, what was I going to say? He still got her message across, which I think she would be happy with at the end of the day. Because she kept going off the board, which, like, off the beaten path. Yeah. Just like John Walker did.
She died, and she was like, and her last words were like, "I'm sorry," and she started crying.
Yeah. Like, it's actual character, you know? Which I appreciate. But then, like, my favourite scene, though, just Falcon and Callie talking. That's my favourite scene.
What was that, episode 4?
I think so. Two opinions clashing. Both being right. Yeah. Just one of them is going a bit too far.
He understands his point.
I think that's the first scene.
How she does it.
Yeah, that's the first scene where I'm like, yep, that's Captain America. You know? Like, you could... Yeah. Like, I'll get, like, a cutout of the Captain America suit and hover it over Falcon's body during that scene. I'll be like, yep, that's Captain America. You know?
I didn't like it when, like, that, you know, the guy who got decapitated.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I didn't think there could be another Captain America until he met, like, Carly. I was like, no.
I was just like, I get what he means, you know?
Yeah, I get what he means. Like, she's pushing this point, but I'm like...
Yeah.
No,
which I'm like...
Look what she's doing.
I don't care about Captain America as a force. You know? Like, physically, I don't... Yeah. But as a person who is a motivator, as a person who shares themes, gives hope. It's the exact same thing with Superman. I don't care for Superman as a character. But if he turns up in a Batman film and gives hope to Batman, I'm going to be okay with it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's when I like Captain America and Superman. And that's what she stands for, technically. She's just needed to be, like, put back on the right path, sort of thing. And her death did that, and it made way for actual change. God, this show is good. And then Power Broker, motherfucker, Agent Carter, never cared for her as a character. Probably still don't. Until
just there,
the scenes where she was evil.
She was just like, yeah, I'm the Power Broker, and what?
Yeah, when she was talking to Carly, like, oh yeah, and what? Like, I don't do blackmail, I'll ruin your entire life. Just come back with me, you know? Like, the bargainer. Like, it reminds me a lot of Zemo, where he's a manipulator.
Yeah.
And then that end scene of her being like, oh yeah, I would love to come back to the US and become Agent Carter again.
Oh, yeah,
and him being like, yeah.
She's going to be normal, and then...
And then she walks away and is like, hey, you know what's up, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, that's good.
It was a bit, I think, out of nowhere for her character after, like, in Civil War, she was chill.
But I'm like, what else are you going to do with her? Except from being a side character, you know? Like, you can, at least this is a story arc you can do, and she's got motivation for the future, you know?
Yeah, if she even appears.
Yeah, she's got to appear now that they've set it up. Like, they've got to have plans.
What in?
Don't know. Like, some small stuff, I guess. She could appear in, if we get an X-Men show or movie, she's the Power Broker of Madripoor. You know?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
She's not there anymore, but...
Yeah, but, like, she's, like, her ties are still with Madripoor, you know?
Yeah.
That would be fun as fuck if, when Wolverine is introduced, he's on the run from the Power Broker. Because his entire character, like...
him,
yeah, you know? Like, that's fun. So there's places all these characters can go, but the only person who couldn't go anywhere, like motivationally or thing, was Carly. But she still got... I'm just glad that, like, that scene where Falcon was talking to the senators dragged a bit, but then when it started showing the reaction... When it started showing the reactions of the people, that's when I started to like it. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah, it was like
because then it gave...
Bradley and...
It gave me the Captain America hope. I was like, yes! Like, he's doing the thing Captain America needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Rogers in his space station.
And even though I thought the Power Broker was going to be leader, which I think would be a sick reveal, at least when... Oh, he's disconnected again. But yeah.
I haven't.
Don't know what that noise was.
I was just listening to you.
Even though the leader would have been a great reveal, I'm glad that at least the Power Broker, like, has a character, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just, oh yeah, it's just the aerospace engineer that I don't care for. But then, and like, when she was evil, I liked her. So I'm like, yeah, give me more. You know?
Yeah.
Like, she could appear in little side things every now and again.
This could be that, like, similar, want them to do with Scarlet Witch just be this character that we've seen before.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Just now they're different.
okay.
They're evil.
Yeah. I'm going to say one problem with this show. We're moving away from the characters now. There's not much tension. Like, I didn't care for the senators at all. But the only tension I ever felt was between the characters themselves.
Yeah.
When Bucky's arguing with Falcon, when they're arguing with John Walker, when Falcon's with Carly, when, you know? Like, the character is what gives me actual tension here. And, like, with Zemo and stuff.
I like Zemo's ending.
Yeah. Just, he got his motivation as well. His motivation, done. Except from, like, John Walker and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but he said he didn't want to kill Bucky.
Yeah. I'm like, he may just shoot John Walker in the head, though.
Yeah, but, like...
Yeah.
He did smash him in the head with a shield.
Yeah. That should have killed him. But I don't mind there only being character tension. But I didn't feel much stakes, you know? It's like, oh no, the senators. Like, I still don't know what their fucking plan was. What was their plan?
I think their plan was just take the senators hostage and then, like...
Yeah,
force them to change their vote.
Yeah, get their message across, sort of thing. Which they did in the end, which I'm
Yeah.
happy about. But then, like, yeah. So I think the villain's
It's
lacking
similar
this.
with, like, Black Panther, where the villain was... His motivation was right, he was just going about it the wrong way.
Yeah. Like, even though there's no villain and no, like, really, like, stakes at all, as long as I think...
stakes.
Yeah, but, like, for me, there's
no nice
barely
change
any
of
stakes.
pace.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like the characters actually lifted this show up.
Yeah,
you
if
know?
there's bad characters, then it would have been a bad show.
Yeah, and it made me think who was actually right. Because in my personal opinion, I think they're all right in certain aspects of their thing, you know? Even Baron Zemo's right, Carly's right, John Walker's right, Winter Soldier's right, Falcon's right, you know?
Zemo's butler's right.
Yeah. Agent Carter, she ain't right. Don't know what the fuck she's doing. But, you know.
I don't know what happened with it.
Yeah.
She went a bit off the rails. But
Yeah. At least
that's because Captain America changed the timeline.
At least she had a good scene with her being evil and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Like she actually showed up, not just like she was in episode 3 and then just random character in the background for the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
She actually helped.
it had... Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Like, even with the Agent Cat reveal, I wasn't like, oh, I'm pissed. Which I thought I was going to be, because then I got a good scene with her. You know? Which I'm like, that's how you make me not angry. You know?
But not like the Agatha Harkness reveal.
Well, it's like, I didn't care for it. Like, I knew she was evil. And it's like, but it was like the aerospace thing. If you were like, oh yeah, it was actually this nameless person. But then that nameless person helped out in some way, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about some good stuff. Good fights. Okay. The fights are still good.
Yeah, I think it's the same like style as the Captain America movies.
Yeah, the Winter Soldier fights are a lot better, but for what the show is, some of the best action I've ever seen in a show.
Or like when he smashed the shield, broke the door of the helicopter, and then flew through and just
it's just
that guy out.
Great imagery as well.
Yeah.
Great use of the characters, because I hate in stuff where it's like, oh yeah, my character, okay, say he can fly and he's got super strength. Oh yeah, he's just going to punch the guy. I'm like, no, we can do cool stuff if you can fly and take a hit and, you know?
That's what I like the Captain America films, because it was like, even though he was just, I'm just super strong, he was using it.
There's a scene, like, in like 5 minutes of Winter Soldier, it's like, Steve uses the shield to take the wings off of a plane. He uses it to land on the ground, you know? He uses it as like a barrier on the front of his bike, sort of thing. It's like, if you have have that sort of thing, use it, and that's what they did effectively in this show. And I felt like everyone had the little bit of a unique style to it, and you've seen the contrast when Falcon trained a lot. I was like, oh yeah, he's a better fighter now. He's been thinking about what to do. Like that scene where he turned into a ball, like, because I've always liked how Falcon will use his wings other than for flying. Like, he'll use it as a shield. I think my favourite bit was when Callie grabbed the shield and his wings instantly went into the ground to stop him moving. I'm like, yeah.
Use the wings of like the jet propeller to
Yeah.
like, stop it from.
And I'm like, that's a Captain America. Smart, strategic. He didn't go in there without a plan.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Cap would have just, because he was a soldier, he would
Yeah.
have just been fine with the shield and.
Yeah, they probably would have like tensioned, and then he probably would have like sweep the leg and then sort of thing. But it's like Falcon couldn't sweep a leg.
Well, he would. I don't mean to like say Falcon sucks, but the original Cap probably wouldn't have had a problem with it because of what that first serum was. It was the best version of it.
Exactly. But then it's like, he's
wouldn't have had a
not
problem.
here, and I still like that Falcon didn't get the super soldier. You know? Even because that conversation between him and Zemo, where it's like, would you take it? No.
Yeah.
And Zemo's like, I like you. And I'm like, it's a great scene. It's a great scene.
He was just trying to make friends.
Yeah, but I'm like, pfft. And get his like motivation out the way, which he did, and I'm like, well done.
And he was ready to get shot in the head by Bucky.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like
glad he
Zemo.
didn't.
I feel like Zemo is the Loki of the next couple of phases. You know?
Yeah, just you actually like it this time.
Yeah, like I just found Loki boring. Didn't care. But then the fight between them and John Walker, amazing. Snapping his arm to get the shield, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Winter Soldier picking up John Walker and slamming him into the shield, Falcon's flying towards him. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I never
wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah, I'm like, I never would have seen that anywhere else. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, great, this was great fighting. Whoever like planned out these fight scenes, they deserve like a medal. Because these were great.
But all I know about the fight scenes is that the showrunner said he didn't want to use guns that much.
Yeah, and I'm glad.
Which, I mean, that's both of their main weapons, Falcon and Winter Soldier, but...
Yeah, but now, I like that his guns have gone away.
Yeah, he's got the shield now. Doesn't
Yeah,
use
but then
guns.
even in his first scene, do you know the big fight scene he had? Didn't use guns there.
Yeah.
He used his wings and Red
He
Wing.
was just flipping about with wings.
Which I'm like, Red Wing's
Red
like...
Wing bloody killed everybody.
He didn't kill anyone, I just thought he did. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, in the first episode he killed
Oh yeah, he did, yeah.
He shot him out the sky.
I love how we're saying he. It's a drone. But...
Yeah, well, you know.
And I'm like, I like it. The whole reveal about the suit is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I usually have a problem with the outfits in the MCU, but this show does it really well. Zemo's mask, nice, clean, executed well, taken from the
It
comics.
was only given there for once, but
Yeah, but I'm like,
they
but
hyped that up
at
way
least
too
it's good.
much.
Yeah, I guess. But then, like, US agent's outfit, clean, simple.
Yeah,
same
that was
with
nice.
same with Caps, and
It was
then
just his Captain America outfit, just black.
yeah, but I'm like, even before the black, it was still quite simplistic compared to the other one. But when it came out black, I was like, that is crisp. The red and white against the black, I'm like, ooh. I'm like, that is juicy.
Someone, like, the costume designer had to get the black paint out for that one.
Yeah. But oh god, I can't wait for John Walker to be in more stuff. Because I've always wanted, like, I create comics and stuff. I'd like to think about what if I could like write comics for Marvel and stuff. The idea of an evil or a Steve Rogers that is bad, someone who is a strategist, but in his sense, where it's good teamwork. Like, I would love to see a villain group where US Agent is the leader, and like it's like
gonna happen now.
yeah, it's like they're the villains, but damn, he's still leading them well, you know?
Yeah.
Like that scene in Avengers where it's like, okay, you go down here, and then Hulk, smash, you know? I'm like, yes, I want that scene.
Yeah, that's gonna. I feel like they're definitely setting up the Thunderbolts now with a lot of
Yeah.
mention of the Raft and everybody they got there. And
Yeah,
surprised,
there's a lot
I
of the
also
Raft.
thought John Walker was gonna end up there by the end of the series, but I'm glad he didn't now.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, because he was
But
just
that Val person's definitely got something to do with it.
yeah, because he was just disbarred the episode before. Like he didn't have jail time, and then he helped, so of course he wouldn't go to prison. And I'm like, I'm glad he didn't. You know?
Yeah, now he's got his black costume and he can do what he wants.
Because he is literally he's an anti-hero, but towards the hero. He's like a struggling hero. That's what I'd call him. Where it's like he's trying to do the right
He's
thing,
a hero,
but
he
it's
just
not.
doesn't know where the line is.
Yeah. Which I'm like, that's human.
Which it gets more stuff done.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a human aspect, you know?
I mean, can't say anything. Iron Man killed literally every villain he fought, but
Yeah. I'm like, no one cares about killing in the MCU. It's like, yeah, I'll kill everyone.
yeah.
But it's like
dead
the
anyway.
motivation behind your killing is what sets them apart. Which
Yeah.
is like, I guess is a theme for this show as well.
Yeah,
you know?
hunting down a man and taking his head off.
Yeah. That's not great motivation.
Especially when he's begging for his life.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
he probably would have died anyway. Zemo would have killed him, but
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That end scene where you're like, is that the butler? I was like, oh my god. That's the butler.
you said it was the butler from Spider-Man 3.
That's what it reminded me of, so I was like, fair enough. You know?
Yeah.
So I might as well have a laugh with it while I'm here. Go on, Dan, talk about something you like.
I don't know. I kind of just like this. It's just what it was.
Yeah. Like,
What I did like is the trailers and everything. I thought it's gonna be a really safe bet.
yeah.
That's what they're going for,
But then,
but it wasn't.
and I think the characters, the talking about the anti-heroism and vigilante, like, their motivations and stuff. That's what changed this show for me. That's what made me actually
That's why I
like
said
it.
to you before this came out. It was like, this is meant to be the first Disney Plus show. It looks like a really safe bet.
Yeah.
And then WandaVision was meant to be more of a risk, but
Yeah.
you know.
So speaking of WandaVision, let's compare. I like this show 100 times better. Like I said to you, I would rewatch. Like, I don't know if I'd rewatch it all because I don't like to rewatch stuff. But like, I could.
Unless it's Hannibal.
Yes. Talk about that one day. Like the ending of this, I think is so perfect. I would want to go and rewatch it all just to see that again. Because the main note I have is, I thought it was going to end when Falcon went across the screen and the music blared. I was like, oh, okay, end credits. And then it didn't.
Yeah.
It paid off every single character's thing.
Yeah, because like you were like, oh, it's gonna end when Bucky and Falcon were walking away, and then I was like, it's got 18 minutes.
I was like, oh. Yeah, so I'm like, oh my god, it's not finished. Yeah. John Walker's story paid off. Bucky's story with the old guy finally coming forward with his thing, and he is no longer Winter Soldier. Captain America, like, obviously Falcon's like, he got his motivation, like, throughout this entire, like, episode of him becoming Cap. But then him helping Carly, like, by doing her motivation, Carly gets paid off by having her motivate her, like, her idea come to fruition. Yeah. Zemo, bloody Zemo, he's killing off super soldiers left and right. Which I'm like, fair enough.
You didn't care, you wanted them dead.
Yeah, even Agent Carter's, like, thing paid off. Where it's like, oh yeah, she's back in the America, and now we have a new goal for Sharon. She's going to be stealing stuff, doing all of this, you know, in Madripoor.
Yeah, instead of just side character.
I'm like, what a good show.
She could be the villain of the second season of this show.
Yeah, we'll discuss that after. Even Isaiah Bradley, motherfucking Bradley, a character I was just like, oh yeah, he's just someone to tell me one of the themes of the show. But then I'm like, and it paid off. And I'm like, the idea is great because it's from the Truth comic, which I'm like, perfectly executed in the MCU, makes 100% sense, adds to the themes of this show, gives like a Falcon another motivation towards his like life goal, you know.
And then he has a nice ending where he in the museum and he cried, and then you cried.
I didn't cry. I thought I was going to. I was like, oh my god. But it's like I don't care about the character enough, but like the idea of it.
Yeah, he's only been there for about 2 minutes of screen time, but
yeah, but the idea of it was just so good.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's how you pay off characters right. Is the ending of this show. You know, not like in WandaVision. Probably not, unless we see Patriot
or grandson or whatever.
Yeah, if we see Patriot, then maybe. He could be great as the leader, or not. He's the Nick Fury for the Young Avengers team.
I don't think he'd want to be though.
Yeah, but I'm like, if Patriot's there, or maybe he's the man.
For his
like
character, I think he's more of a I want to sit in my house and play with my flowers.
Yeah, him training Patriot would be fun though. Because I feel like he would have a very different style to, like, it would mirror, like, Falcon and Captain America and stuff, which would be fun. And then comparing this to WandaVision, where nothing paid off, unfortunately, when I really liked this show. But I'm like, you can't blame COVID. You can't blame COVID for making a poor show at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah. I know he said, like, oh, there was meant to be more with Darcy, but she couldn't get over. There was meant to be a Doctor Strange thing, but he couldn't get over.
Yeah.
Just delay the show slightly.
Yeah. So I'm not.
You could have put this one out first because it didn't need so much more special effects. But
and I'm like, I may watch the last, like, 1 or 2 episodes out of WandaVision. But then with this show, I'm like, I might just watch it all if I really wanted, you know?
Yeah. It's about the same length, but, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there's. Yeah. And I felt like.
I rewatched WandaVision since it came out, and
the
first half dragged.
I'm like, ugh. Because it feels like, I'm like, oh yeah, WandaVision's more episodes and it's way longer and stuff, but it's just because of how slow it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it.
WandaVision had it's 20, that's started, that's finished.
Don't even know what else to talk about now. I'm just like, it's a good show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Problems with it then.
Problems? Writing sucks for it sometimes. I'm sorry to say, but sometimes it's pushing stuff.
Give an example.
Let's go see Zemo. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got it.
Oh, that was just...
Don't worry.
Yeah. They could have not had that.
Oh, you can be a US agent. Oh, wow.
It was better than that makes you the Scarlet Witch.
If the Scarlet Witch was explained, I don't know. But, like... some of the writing just isn't great. But then some of the times it's great. So I'm like... It's such a juxtaposition because it reminds... I think this is the MCU trying to do shows. They're still figuring stuff out. Yeah, you get what I mean?
Kevin Feige's never done a TV show, I don't think.
Yeah. So I think... And then, like, some of the writers, maybe, I don't know. It just seems... Those couple of lines... Like, every so often, you just get a really bad line, and I'm like, ugh. You know? That reminds me of a TV show, while these shows are practically movies at this point.
Yeah, I view them as movies, just long movies.
Yeah, which I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Makes me can't wait for Moon Knight, and I'm glad Moon Knight isn't the first one coming out then, because maybe by then they'll refine more of their writing and like the feedback from Falcon and WandaVision especially may lead the way for really good shows.
Yeah,
if you get what I mean, which I'm glad for. I'm glad.
But I like taking risks with the shows as well.
Yeah. It's taking risks while it's still world building in a very organic way. Like Madripoor, sure. Yeah. Bringing the Dora Milaje in here. Zemo setting up characters for the future, not in a ham-fisted way. Like Joaquin Torres. He's just there. He's just Falcon's friend. Of course he is.
I would have liked him to be working on the wings then, but...
Yeah. But I'm just like, it all works. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad it does. You got any other problems with the show? I wonder.
It wasn't a problem. Like by the end, it worked out fine.
All right, go on then.
But when it was like episode 2, when it was like doing the whole like racist thing and with the cops and everything, I was a bit like.
Yeah, because that's not. I don't think that's one of the scenes that was poorly written.
No.
You know.
So I'm not gonna. I don't mean to like crap on another YouTuber here. But this Yellow Flash guy, watching him, and he's always mentioning about this like race in the Falcon Winter Soldier does. I was just watching it like.
I think it's more subtle than that scene.
But
you know,
you can insult it, but like, give it time to finish the story before you fully go on. Like, oh, they don't need them to teach me about race.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, the stuff with Isaiah Bradley was great. That race aspect, but then the cops pulling him over, it is very real. But then that scene, I feel like, is so poorly written. Where 2 cop cars turn up, and it's like, who's this? And Bucky's like, just leave him. I'm like, no. And then it's like, oh no, you're the
it's Falcon, and then
it's Falcon.
You gotta arrest Bucky.
Yeah. And then
it'd been good if they showed up and like, we're arresting Bucky.
Yeah. Like first of all, it's like,
just
like I don't know. Like they arrest them both, maybe.
He was assaulting this man, and then
yeah.
It's like they could have arrested Falcon for just being an associate with him.
Yeah, like they arrest them both and take them both in for questioning, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, some of the writing can be episodic, like a bad TV show. But as long as they're evolving from this with the criticism of these shows.
Yeah. See, the guy who did this, I wouldn't mind if he did something else. But then the person who wrote WandaVision also wrote Black Widow, and that's just got me worried for Black Widow now.
Yeah. I'm just like, ugh.
Because I have a strong feeling that Taskmaster's going to end up being that crappy woman.
Yeah. And I love Taskmaster as a character. I think he's one of my favourite villains. But like...
Yeah. But if he is the woman, he's going to die in that. And I don't want to.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about what we would want from a possible season 2. Which should be called Captain America and White Wolf. There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
I want to see Joaquin Torres become the Falcon or becoming the Falcon. Like throughout that show, they're communicating. And it's like, like through the entire thing, Joaquin Torres is like, he's like, I'm working on something, and you're gonna love it. And then Falcon's like, okay. And then the last episode comes. And Winter Soldier thinks he sees Falcon,
yeah, he thinks
he sees Captain America, like Sam Wilson, and then it's Joaquin Torres.
It's just Falcon's outfit from earlier in this show.
I would because in the comics he's green, and I'm like, the red portions of his outfit, change them to green, you know?
Yeah, like with the US agent Captain America changing costume.
Yeah, and I'm like, that'd be fun. I would also like to see them evolve Patriot, because I want to see a Young Avengers style thing.
Yeah, I like that these shows are definitely setting up like a Young Avengers and a Thunderbolts and...
Yeah, with like America Chavez and Miss Marvel and everything.
Either Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers, whatever they're going to go with.
Yeah. And so I want to see those two aspects. I'd like to see Isaiah Bradley back in a small role in a season 2.
Small role, but...
Yeah. They could obviously deal with like Agent Carter.
Like they paid off that character so well for like the short amount he had.
They should just do again. They should just go, okay, let's just pull out a Captain America villain, just flick through the file of Captain America villains and pull one out randomly like fucking Flag Smasher. You know?
Yeah.
Just pull one out and be like, oh, Armadillo. Okay, you know?
Yeah. I would like Sharon Carter to be a villain if they did season 2.
Yeah,
like they're going to.
They're dealing with her stealing equipment from Shield or Sword or the government in general. You know, sort of thing.
Like be a solid candidate for like the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers.
I'm just like,
like her being like evil-ish.
I would rather get Baron Zemo, and he could fill like similar roles with being like, he pays for stuff, he's got power, authority, manipulator, you know?
I had no idea he was rich. I thought in Civil War he was just a normal guy.
Well, he's a baron.
Yeah. In Civil War it was like set up, he's just a normal guy and his family died.
But I'm right, the stuff he does in that film, he would need money for, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but he could just assume he had a job.
Yeah.
Or he's going off his military funding because he was like Dark Ops thing, whatever.
Yeah, again, I would like to see them in season 2 make another villain, like someone new. Just boom, let's make another. Don't kill them all. Set them up for future stuff.
Flag Smashers.
Yeah, but I'm like, if the characters behind it like do what they did for John Walker, you know?
Yeah.
Because I would love to see a Thunderbolts team led by US Agent. Which I think that's what this show is. That Cassandra woman. I think she is Thunderbolt's left-hand woman, sort of thing.
Yeah, like she's Thunderbolt Ross. It's like
he can't do illegal stuff like go to people and be like, hey, which he did for the Avengers.
Yeah, but she's got her sketchy like shield past and everything.
Yeah, he could do it for the Thunderbolts. Don't call it Dark Avengers, because Dark Avengers could be something else entirely, you know?
The only problem, like, if they did a Dark Avengers, you'd be like, that's very, like, Norman Osborn's heavily involved in that, but they'd never be able to do that.
And you need to set up more stuff, you know?
Yeah. But they've got a lot of things to set up.
Yeah. But then I want it to be, because I've always said this, I want to have the Avengers go up against something that is specific for every character. So Captain America, Sam Wilson will go up against US agent, and they'll do the thing where it's like, oh, like, I thought we worked this out, and it's like, sorry, Cap, I've got orders that I have to do, so they're reluctantly fighting. Taskmaster goes up against Winter Soldier because they're both heavily trained people.
Yeah.
You know? Abomination goes against...
New Black Widow.
Yeah. Abomination goes up against the Hulk. Or She-Hulk, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's coming back. But at the end of that, you could have She-Hulk use her lawyer to get him convicted and be sent to the raft. You know?
He's already in the raft, though.
Is he? Well, maybe that's where it is leading.
There.
That show, where he's working for Thunderbolt Ross again. You know, that sort of thing.
I still want to know what Abomination's role would be in She-Hulk if he's just chilling in the raft at the moment.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Thunderbolt lets him out to do some shady stuff. And She-Hulk gets involved from it. Yeah. And then, I don't know.
Imagine just like a courtroom scene with Abomination's huge ass just sat in a chair.
I would love that. And do you know who's giving them weaponry and stuff? Hammer. You know?
Yeah.
Have fun stuff
Hammer's
like
gonna
that.
be in Armor Wars.
He best be, otherwise I'll be pissed.
Because they said they're bringing back old villains, and they have with this, like, with Batroc and...
Yeah. Well, R.I.P. Batroc, moment of silence.
Yeah.
Okay, that was enough.
He got shot off screen.
I'm like, no one cares about his character. He's just an action figure to fight a Captain America.
And it's a character we recognise from a previous...
And I'm glad they used him. Like, they actually used a character we know, which is fun.
Would I like more War Machine? Maybe a bit more.
Maybe. But then I'm like,
so
he
was in the first episode.
Yeah.
And I thought he was coming in when Falcon said, like, oh, I've got help. I thought, no way, he's called Rhodey in.
Yeah, that could have been fun. But I'm like, I feel like that would have taken a... I feel like the Sharon Carter adds to the character development of all of them. Yeah. If it was Winter Soldier, it'd be like, well, you haven't been here. And you're not even tied into the show. I want Armor Wars. It would have
been nice for, like, a War... Because War Machine was trying to get Falcon to become Captain America in
the
first episode.
I would love it to be... He doesn't turn up at the fight, but you see his reaction to it on TV.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he's with Happy.
Like a happy, like,
and they're like, oh, yeah. You know? I'm like, that's fun.
So they are setting up, like, new versions. Like, they tried doing it with Far From Home with Spider-Man being the new Iron Man, but, you know, no one cares.
But I'm like, I want Armor Wars to be Rhodey, Happy, Pepper, Morgan. Like, and then introduce Iron Hat in that if you have to. You know, sort of thing.
I think that's coming after.
Is that?
Iron Hat. Yeah.
But then I'm just like, Hammer. It best be Hammer, and then I want Hammer more involved in the MCU because he's great. You know? Like, if he was the power broker, I would have shit.
Yeah, but you wanted the leader, and I don't think they're going to be doing that.
I want the leader. And Baron Zemo could be on that Thunderbolts team as, like, a liaison and, like, strategist sort of thing. You know?
Actually, a leader's in the raft as well.
Exactly. Everyone's in the raft. Bring back Whiplash.
He's dead.
I love Whiplash. And then, anything else we want to see in a season 2? Patriot, Joaquin Torres, set up for Thunderbolts again. Because what would you want to see an Avengers versus Thunderbolts thing?
Yeah, just to be like, it's not big army usual thing. They'd be like underlings, they have to fight during it, but like...
I would love to get an Avengers show.
Yeah.
And have okay, Avengers Thunderbolts. That's the name of it. And it's a setup for the next Avengers film where it's, oh yeah, we don't even have a team. You know?
Yeah, the Avengers aren't a thing at the moment.
Like Captain America and Winter Soldier are like, oh shit. And they just look at Doctor Strange. It's like, hey, what are we going to do? It's like, I don't know. We have to go get...
Doctor Strange.
Doctor
Strange, he naps when big things happen.
Yeah. Oh, bro, it'd be so fun if they went, oh, we have to get a new Avengers. And then they bring in Luke Cage. They bring in Spider-Man, you know? They do the new Avengers style. And then have them go... Because I don't think Thunderbolts are a big enough unit to be in an Avengers film. Unless it was like my pitch for Age of Ultron. Where it's like Ultron breaks out Abomination and blur, you know? Yeah. And he creates a team. If it was like a villain creates a team and it's technically the Thunderbolts, then I'd be okay with that, you know?
Yeah.
So do you want
It's
anything
just
else for
what
season
it's
2?
like
Do
to do.
you want anything for the
It's not
rest
gonna
of these
happen, so.
characters? Yeah. I feel like...
Just like Falcon and Bucky are going to be chilling on just Avengers films probably from now on, or cameos.
Yeah. I want...
And like,
Because of how good this was, I want another.
yeah.
But because some of these shows will work great, because I don't think Loki will get a season 2. I don't want WandaVision
It
to
is.
have a season 2. Why is it getting a season 2?
Loki's
No one
gonna be
cares.
a multiple season show.
I want most of these Disney Plus shows to be multiple seasons. Moon Knight best get at least 10, otherwise I'm going off. She-Hulk as well. Miss Marvel will be great. Armor Wars and Secret Invasion and that sort of thing, where it's one specific story, will probably just be, and it's over, and then they'll appear in other stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the first time I'm like, oh my god, they're setting up so much stuff. Because it's always been, oh yeah, they set up one or two things, you know? It's like, oh, this is the Power Stone, this is Tesseract, this is blah, 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 blah. But this is doing it in a great way.
Phase 1 again.
Yeah.
Just
But
with more.
they're doing this in a great way where an entire show is dedicated to it, you know? So it's purposeful. It has motivation.
And it's still telling its own story.
Yeah. You see the growth of everyone. This is a great show. I don't know if, like, how I'd like it. Like, it'd be interesting to view it all in one sitting and see see what that's like, see if there's any pacing issues. Because I think that's the problem with, because we watch stuff together most of the time, like these big Marvel stuff. Yeah, and I think that's a problem, because then I don't realize the pacing's bad in a scene if it's dragging, because as soon as it starts dragging, I then have a conversation with you. You know.
We only started watching it when it got nuts, like with WandaVision when Evan Peters showed up.
Yeah, because that was crazy.
Falcon and Winter Soldier after John Walker killed a man.
Oh. Don't make me. Don't remind me of WandaVision. Don't remind me of WandaVision. No, I wouldn't like that.
It's not bad.
But then they're setting stuff up organically. Like Cassandra is going to be in Black Widow. We've heard that she was meant to appear there first.
Cassandra, who the hell's Cassandra?
Is it Cassandra?
It's Val.
Oh, Val. Her name's long, okay? I'm calling her Cassandra.
Yeah, just call her
Val.
Hydra.
Yeah, Valerie, whatever the schmuck. She is meant to be in Black Widow. What if she is there to get Taskmaster? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fun.
She's just behind that whole Taskmaster operation.
Exactly. What if we get a TV show about the Russian Avengers? Do you know?
With
because he's
Stranger Things, man.
Yeah, he's a TV actor. I want to see Ursa Major. If I don't get a Russian man bear, I'm gonna be pissed. I tell you that much. You know?
Yeah.
Because I can't remember. Because I know for the Shang-Chi movie, do you know the action figures? The Bath, the Builder-figure, is going to be Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But I know Ursa Major is coming out soon as an action figure. And I'm like, yes, big man bear. Big man bear. Big man bear.
Do you mean a demon bear? We need a demon bear.
No. Yes, I want a New Mutant show. Go watch our pitch video on Disney Plus shows. Is that out? I can't remember how we release these things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's out. Go watch that.
Disney Plus Pictures is out.
Yeah.
It's got 2 views.
I think we're done now. Like I've spoken all I've wanted to.
Point's been made.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do this. This idea I'm having right now. We're going to rank all the Disney Plus, because we're going to be for the viewers. No, because for the viewers, in ranking videos we have the exact same sheet every time, like the exact same layout, and we'll do that for everything. So 6 shows in, we may do a ranking for them all. You know?
Let's do it at the end of the year.
Oh yeah, because there's 3.
Because we would have Loki, What If, Miss Marvel, and Hawkeye apparently.
By the end of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, if we do get that, if we get all of them, yeah, it'll be ranked at the end of the year.
Hawkeye's wrapped filming, I know that now.
That's so good that we're getting like multiple shows in one year, you know?
Yeah.
Let's just get loads.
Movies.
Yeah, let's get loads. Come on.
And they all
Can't
feel
wait.
different so far, at least.
Yeah. Let's see how long
You know,
that goes
good
on
and
for.
bad.
Because She-Hulk is meant to be a comedy, which I'm like, okay, whatever. Moon Knight is going to feel very different. Moon Knight,
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever going to hear us fucking joke in that show.
Probably will.
Yeah, you're gonna, but I don't want it. You know?
Because Shang-Chi looks different anyway. It's not,
Yeah.
It doesn't have many jokes in the trailer.
I'm
I
not.
don't know if you've watched it yet.
Yeah, I have. There's a couple of jokes in it, but
I'm
you
not,
know,
like, really
I'm
that
excited for
into
this
the
stuff.
plot of that, but
yeah,
action looks good.
but I'm like, yeah, it does. When they actually use like
instead of
the karate and
it's
stuff.
gonna have the Captain Marvel fight scene just on the train, just good.
Yeah. Ugh, I can't wait for good fight scenes. I don't know if they bring Jackie Chan in. Jackie Chan in the
Just for a
MCU,
cameo.
I will pay for that. You know?
He just shows up as Jackie Chan.
Bro, do you know what would be sick if in an Iron Fist? Because I would love if Shang-Chi gets a second movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Iron Fist. You know?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That's just the franchise is now, just Shang-Chi and the Legend of the...
Yeah. That could be good, you know?
Yeah.
I would love
I
Jackie
wanna
Chan
see
as the...
the actor for Iron Fist come back and then get his ass beat by
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
Imagine Jackie Chan as the past Iron Fist. That'd be good. But we're going off topic. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was our opinions. We both really liked it. Subscribe, I guess, to for when we finally do the ranking video.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. So this has been Amalgam Hour. Thank you for listening.